What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Today we're looking at the new NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Catwoman from Channel 6 pack. So this is a pretty cool pack for the Channel 6 news station. And so it's this awesome pack. So you can see it's a really tall pack. So just trying to show it off here. It's a really tall, long box. But of course, down at the bottom here, we have, of course, the Catwoman. So April as the cat form that we'll see featured in the set. And then we have all the characters that are going to be included in it. So we have April, Burne, Vernon, Irma, and then so some turtles shown there as well. But it's a really cool box design, of course, as NECA does with all their boxes. They make it look really cool. So it's this big tall thing, almost like the skyscraper or the Channel 6 building. But if we go ahead and turn to the side, we can see it's an actual like Channel 6 building design. So it does look like the skyscraper. So you can maybe kind of use this as like a background display or something, sit a character here and have that sit up in the background. So that is pretty cool. Around on the back, we have pictures of all the different characters and everything that's going to go on in this set. So that's pretty cool. And there's like what it's going to look like inside with all our characters and display and everything. And then just a cool box overall. But we can go ahead and lay it down and slide the outer cover off, where we have another design to it, where we have this TV here. So there's April on the Channel 6. It says Happy Hour News with April O'Neil. And so that's pretty cool. It looks like an old like tube TV and everything with the design. So pretty cool with all the knobs and stuff. So very like classic and everything. So that's cool. And I believe on the back, yeah, there's pictures of the characters and everything more there. So you can see them much more up close and everything. And then again, if you use like some of the box design stuff. So pretty cool there. But we can go and spin it back around and then open the flap to see all the characters inside as well. So there is all of our characters. So that is pretty cool. And it has a nice display. So it has like this bottom here where it's like a wood flooring design. So you can set stuff up. We get our 4 characters along with a bunch of accessories and a bunch of cool like news equipment, everything going on. Of course, as we open it, we'll see all that. But just a lot of cool stuff going in. And then even has sort of like that back display as well of the like newsroom and stuff. So you can use that as well as like a little display piece to set up characters. So that is very cool just overall for this pack. And I think it's cool. So it's awesome to get these characters. We get a lot more human characters since, we usually do with aliens and everything. So the only weird thing we really have this time is the cat version of April. But getting the 3 like normal human characters is pretty cool. But because of that and all the news equipment and everything with this set makes me really excited to look at it. So I'm excited to check this out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're starting off with the cat version of April O'Neil. So of course in this episode, it's from season 2, episode 12, the Catwoman from Channel 6. And in this we see April is investigating Krang's matter transporter when a stray cat jumps onto the platform with her and hits a button. And later on, April wakes up and begins developing cat attributes until they eventually wear off by the end of the episode. So of course before that though, we see her starting to turn into a cat, which is the form we have her in here. So overall it looks pretty similar to just your normal April. She has the same like red haircut style and everything, and then of course the classic yellow jumpsuit and all that. But then she has the cat-like features, so she has the cat face, which looks pretty funny. So it's supposed to be April still, but she has the like cat nose and the little teeth and everything there with the eyes. I like the eyebrows and all that. Of course, the 2 cat ears. Then around her neck, she does have this little collar piece. I don't know if like from the episode if it's just a collar piece or if it's supposed to be like the control color that like Shredder uses on her. And then down her chest, you see it turned to brown, so of course matching with the rest of the cat, as well as her arms. So she's got the like hairy arms, although on these they're just brown, but she has the hair arms with like some claw fingers and stuff, and then she has the tail hanging out of her like butt section there. So we have a nice tail just hanging back there as well. So we have here as the Catwoman version of April O'Neil, which is pretty cool. And of course we can bring in our other version of April, so of course like the classic or other older version that we have of her. So you can see it's got the yellow jumpsuit, of course the red hair and everything. Just of course this one looks like April classically does, where this new one is the cat form of her. So pretty cool there. Of course they should be pretty much relatively same bodies and all that, just with the different parts switched out for the cat form. But let's go and do her movement. So her head can twist all the way around, which of course kind of her hair gets a little bit caught up in there, but then she looked down that far and up just about straight on again because of her hair. So not a whole lot of movement there in the neck, but the shoulders can come up about 90 degrees there and of course rotate around within there. We get the double elbow joints with the upper joint and the lower joint. So we have, of course, the lower one always bends a lot easier. And I think on this one, the upper joint is stiff, but it will move. So if you get them both to bend, they can bend just about that far. Again, I think the upper one's still a little bit stiff, but then there are twists in those joints as well. So you can do the upper one and the lower one. And then we get the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth with the hand. And then we got her ab crunch. So you can see right under chest. So crunch forward, crunch back. So a little bit crunchy there, but can easily twist all the way around. She's a little bit loose in there, so she kind of flops around easily. Then we get the hips that can come up about 90 degrees out to the side. You can do the splits there pretty much. A little bit of a thigh twist in there. A double knee joint that can bend up in the back about that far, so not too bad. And then we get the foot that can flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So overall, not a bad figure, just some issues with stiffness of the joints, which we always kind of run into with NECA figures. But overall, I do like it. I like that, you know, this is just the version of April we get with this set. Like with Vernon, how we had the normal version before as well as the rat version, where with this pack, we just get the normal one. Well, at least with this, we just have this version of April, so that's our choice. So if we want to have the normal version, we have these. So we have a reason to get both sets, actually, because you get two different characters together, where, like I said, with Vernon, we already technically have him, so we don't really need him again. But I do overall like the look of this. Like, I don't like the look. I think it looks really creepy, but I like how they carried it off and everything to give that look of the cat version of April, so that's overall pretty cool. And next up we have Burne Thompson, which I thought his name was Bernie, but after looking up, I guess his name is Burne, which is kind of weird. But he's the president and news editor for Channel 6 News, and which makes him the boss of April. But he doesn't like the Turtles and tends to blame them for the crimes happening in New York City. So he's very much like a J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man, but in the Turtle universe. And overall, he looks okay, you know, just looks like a normal human guy, but like a fatter guy and stuff. So he's got the face, a very animated face already on him. So with the eyes all weird, so one's kind of closed and one's more open. His mouth's all open, you can see his teeth and tongue and everything in there. Big nose hanging off. Then he reminds me a lot of like Penguin, but then a nice hair, you know, brownish hair with it's all combed up. And then he's got a blue button-up shirt with a blue tie on it. I like giving it as a pin there in his pocket, sleeves all rolled up. And then he's got some blue jeans or something, and you can see sort of like a belt under there as well, going down to the brown shoes. But overall, just, you know, nice human character. Just a nice another human to add on to the shelf with all the turtles, with all the mutants that we have going on. But we can do his movement, so his head can twist around. It should be able to twist all the way around, but I think with like the fatness of his neck and everything, you can't really get it to twist beyond that there. And he look just straight on there and up a little bit, so again, very little movements in the neck there. But the shoulders can come up about 90 degrees or a little bit under. Again, I don't know if it's stiffness or just the joint, but can come up about that far. Of course, can rotate all the way around. We get a single elbow joint up in there that can bend up just a little bit, maybe 45 degrees if even that, and has a rotation. And then we get the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. He doesn't really have much of an ab crunch, just a little bit of shake back and forth, but he can twist around in there. And then we get the hips that can come up about 90 degrees, a little bit under, and then out to the side, you know, not far from doing the splits again. A little bit of a thigh twist in there. A double knee joint, which on these we have an issue. So like on this knee, it's the lower joint, and on this leg, it's the upper joint. We can't get the bend. So either one, we can't really get the bend too far, but we get about a 90-degree angle there with that. And then we get the foot that can flex back and forth and twist a little side to side. It's hard with the pants leg there. So overall, it's not the easiest figure to work with just because of his overall size and everything, and has limitation with the joints, so not the best there. But he does come with a number of accessories. So first we have an additional head, so this one he doesn't have the mouth open and stuff, just has this little smirk on his face. And then we get some additional hands. So first off, we have like, I guess, a set of grip hands here, because you can use some grips. And then we have a set of like open, just almost, I guess, like claw hands or something. Don't know what you'd use these for, but nice that it comes with some additional accessories there for Burne. And next up we have Vernon Fenwick, which was a cameraman at Channel 6 News, and a guy that tends to be always after April's job trying to be a news reporter. But as I mentioned earlier, we have already had him before. He came in the Rat King 2-pack, so we've already had him and dealt with him before. But overall, you know, just a normal human looking guy. I like how he's got the pink shirt and the blue jeans. They did change up some of the colors a little bit, so we will see that difference. His tie is now more of a natural blue, and then I do believe they changed maybe a little bit of the skin tone. I think they may have just lightened it a little bit, but we also get a different head for that. And then everything else is pretty much the same. Still has the white shoes on, still has a little belt around his waist with a pocket there to hold something, the suspenders and all that. So just overall, I like the look of this figure, but I think just like color wise and stuff, I like the older one a little bit more, but it's not too bad either way. But we can go ahead and do his movement. So his head can twist all the way around there. So it is a little bit different. So he has the neck joint that's lower down as well. So it twists around in there. Of course, that's where we're mostly getting the rock as well. But there's a joint right up in his head as well that's hard to get because the lower one is so loose it keeps moving, but there you can twist it around as well and rock a little back and forth as well. So you get those joints all working together to get pretty good movements in there. The shoulders can come up 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the double elbow joint once again, which it feels like is, sleeves a little bit in the way, so you can see the double joints. So bend at the lower and upper once again, so you get the bend up about that far, which isn't bad, and then again has the rotation at both of those joints. Now Vernon here, we do also have a twist right at the bottom of the sleeve, so it twists around there. Of course, that was part with the old figure as well, where we switched him into the rat, and then for the wrist itself can twist around and the hand can flex back and forth. Now he doesn't really have much of an ab crunch at all, just a little bit of rocking back and forth, but twist around at the waist as well. The hips can come up about 90, out to the side a little bit there, you know, not as close to doing the splits. A little bit of a thigh twist as well, a double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, so not bad. And then we get the foot that can rock back and forth and twist side to side. And so far has some of the best movements out of the figures out of this pack, so that's really nice. And he comes with some accessories as well. So first off, for a head, we get an additional head of like his head all wrapped up. So I assume this is part of the thing where he's like kidnapped or something. So whatever villain puts a wrap around his face to cover it up. But it's a nice additional head, you know, something we haven't already had for Vernon. So I like that additional head. And then we also get some hands with more like grip hand stuff, of course, to run a bunch of the equipment at Channel 6. So it's nice to have those additional hands in there. And as I mentioned, we have already had him before, so we can bring in the older figure. So you can see the color changes, and then I went ahead and put him into the Rat Vernon form just so we would have there so you could see the difference. So now we can have normal Vernon and then the Rat Vernon form if we want to. But like I said, I think overall I like the colors on the Rat one more. Of course, like I mentioned with the joints and stuff, you can put the Rat stuff on this one. So if we prefer this color more for like Vernon itself, we can switch all the Rat pieces to this newer one. But overall, you know, pretty much the exact same figure. Like I said, just some minor color changes with the figure. But it's cool once again to have the normal Vernon and the Rat version here now together. And overall, just Vernon is another nice figure, but like I said, it kind of stinks we already have him before, but at least now we can have the two different versions of him. And our final character of the pack is Irma, which is a dorky best friend of April and the secretary for Burne at Channel 6. So she just kind of looks like, I guess, like your classic like 90s dorky girl. So she has the big pink glasses and just an overall like big bug eyes there with the eyelash stuff, which is pretty funny. Then she has nice hair design with the brown, so I like the poof in the front and then the ponytail in the back with like the extra little hair strand there, and the hairs in the back as well. So pretty nice hair design overall for her. But then she's got like this light blue turtleneck on with the sleeves rolled up, and then this purple dress or skirt or whatever you want to call it there. And then on her leg, you can see her legs are all white, so she has some sort of leggings going into some yellow shoes there on her feet. Like I said, they don't make her like the most beautiful girl or anything like that. They try to like make her a little bit sloppy and like dorky and everything, which fits with the character and everything, and I do like this look overall. Now for her movements, we get the head that can twist all the way around. She can look down a little bit and up a little bit, so again, very little movements there. And her hair can twist around as well, so you can get the hair to kind of go wherever you want to there, which is fun. The shoulders come up 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the double elbow joint once again, so it can bend up at least that far. Again, has the rotations in both those. And then we get the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. Again, we don't really see any ab crunch, but she does rock back and forth, and she is a little bit looser than the other characters, so I guess would have more of an ab crunch, but can twist around there as well. And then with the skirting, we don't really get to do much movements in the legs, you know, can just rock back and forth a little bit and go in and out in there. And then there is a little bit of a twist, and then we have a double knee joint, but with this, because of the skirting, we can only really just bend the lower knee joint, so you can maybe go about a 90-degree angle there, so not much, unfortunately. And then we get the foot that can rock back and forth and can twist side to side. So she has more limitations, especially because of that skirting and everything, but otherwise she's not bad at all. Now she comes with a number of accessories, so we get some additional hands. So we've already had to switch out a hand because unfortunately one of our hands that came on it broke off when we were trying to move it, so the hand piece broke, so unfortunately we lost the hand at that point. So we went ahead and put this one additional hand she has on, which has a little bit more of a bigger opening, probably to be able to hold stuff a little bit more compared to what she came with. And then she also comes with some like open hands there with her hands splayed out, so not too bad there. But what's really cool with Irma is that we also get the stuff that turn her into the rat version, since she was with Vernon when the Rat King took him in season 4 episode 12. We're rats from Channel 6, so we get the pieces for her, so we have the head and then the hands as well. So let's go ahead and switch these out. So there we have her as the rat version of Irma, which is pretty fun. I really like that look. And of course we can bring Vernon in here as well, so we can have the rat versions of both Irma and Vernon. So that's pretty fun, and I like seeing them both there together. I like how they don't look exactly the same. I like the changes in the brown color and everything. So I just like the differences there, that they didn't just try to like reuse a lot of the stuff, made them different themselves. So pretty nice looking versions there, you know, put them with Rat King and stuff, and we'll have the rat versions of the characters. So that's a pretty fun look for both of these, and I like that they included the stuff to come with Irma as well. So there we have our 4 characters from the Channel 6 pack, and I put the display from inside the box set up there, so that looks pretty cool with all the characters set up. But of course we get a lot of accessories that go with this pack as well, so a bunch of different things, especially for the newsroom, and then little individual accessories as well. So like first off here, we have a boom mic piece, so like a nice like boom mic on a stick that like Vernon can hold, as well as like the peg to be able to like control the device. You can see the cord running into it there. So like this, we can give it to Vernon and stuff for him to be able to hold it, like, you know, producing like April control while out on the streets or something like that to pick up the audio and all that. So that's pretty cool that we can give that to like Vernon. And we get other news equipment as well. So we get 2 TV cameras. So we have these channel 6 cameras. So these big bulky cameras, they're all nice like display stand pieces here that you of course can stand up. We get some like working like controls like levers and stuff to be able to raise and lower and control like the camera and all that. And then of course the camera itself can move. And then what's really cool is it has all these cords. So of course there's like where you look at the camera, all sorts of buttons and all that. But then there's these cords that run down. So one just runs from the top here and runs down into the bottom. And then we have another one that runs out that actually has like a plug-in piece. So like the plug into the wall, which is weird that it included that because of course we can't plug it in anywhere. But we get 2 of these that we can like set up, you know, so it can be like shooting the news and everything. So that's cool. We also get 2 lights. So of course like studio lights. So you can set up and, you know, have light shining where we need them and everything. So we get 2 of these as well, which look pretty cool. So they're these big lights. I like how they have the things on the side. I forget what they're called, but they help like direct the light and everything. And then of course the light piece in there. And on these can twist around so they can look up, look down, whatever you want. Again, has a cord running down with a plug-in on the bottom. Again, don't know why they included it, but it's a nice detail. And then they're on these nice long stands that of course have the adjustment pieces to raise the height and everything. So we get 2 of those that we can also set up, you know, to be able to do our newsroom. So if we zoom out a bit here, you can kind of see that little setup there. So it looks a little bit more like an actual newsroom and everything, which is pretty fun. But then we have a lot of like little additional accessories as well. So I guess let's go ahead and start. Like first off, we have a telephone. So an old style telephone with the rotary dial, which is cool, but a nice teal blue color. And it even has the nice like cord here that feels like it may be a little bit rubbery and stretchy and stuff, but a nice telephone, really nice design just overall. And you probably give this to Irma since she's like the secretary and everything, so put that in her hand. So that's pretty cool. It'd be nice to have like a little desk to sit her at and put this with it and everything, so that's really nice. We get a bowl of something and a spoon, so probably someone's lunch or something, although it looks bubbly, so almost like ooze or mutagen, whatever. But then a nice little spoon to go with it. It'd be cool if you could like slide this into a piece so it'd stay together, but just a nice bowl and spoon, again, put on someone's table. We also get some framed pictures, so there are pictures here. I don't really know who this guy is. It reminds me of like Jimmy Neutron's dad, but just nice little picture frames with pictures. And then we have what I believe to be Burne's girlfriend. I think her name's Tiffany or something like that. A nice picture of her there as well. So 2 nice pictures. Again, probably just set up nice picture frames. They even have like the little piece there in the back so it helps them stand up and all that. So pretty nice little pictures there. We also have a headset piece. So this could go on somebody, maybe like Vernon or somebody, but just a nice little headset piece, of course, with a little microphone and all that. And the headphones, so you can just put that on someone's head. And then we start to go into like creatures or something. But first off, we have a wound up mouse. So of course has the little wind up piece there on the back of it. And then just a little mouse design with the wheels and everything there. So that's pretty fun, you know, send this around the office so the cat version of April can chase after. It'd be cool. And speaking of, we also get the cat, of course, the cat that turned on the machine on April. So a nice little orange haired cat there. Nice, I like the color there at the end of the tail. And then the undersection as well as round of its mouth. And then it's got the eyes closed like it's smiling or something. And this actually has some articulation, like the head is on a ball joint or whatever, so it can like rotate around and move up and down and stuff. So that's pretty nice. So just nice little cat figure. And finally, we get some more turtles. So we have turtle versions of Vernon and Burne. So we have Burne here. So of course it has more of the hair design. It's weird that it's in blonde this time, but a nice little turtle design just overall. And then Vernon looks pretty weird just with his face design. Still got the big nose like Vernon and the black hair and all that. But his shell is like really tall for some reason and looks sort of just ridiculous overall. But 2 more little turtles to add to like our little turtle set that we're starting to form, which is pretty cool. So 2 nice little turtles there to go along with the set of the Catwoman from Channel 6, which overall it's a pretty cool set. I like having the display, you know, fits pretty well with that. And then having the stuff of the cameras and the lights and all the sort of stuff that you can set up, you know, like an actual like newsroom and stuff. But just to get with the Catwoman from Channel 6, I just did this little setup here with the characters, which is pretty fun. That I like this set a lot overall. Like I feel it's not that important of a set, you know, you don't really get characters that you have to have, but just having them with the display and all the additional stuff is pretty fun overall for a set. So I highly recommend this set. But let me know what you thought of it down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, please let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.